I always gotta wait for the drop now. I like when it comes down. It like works its way up and then it's like boop a doop boop doop boop comes down. I know, Brad. You would rather have just play the Skype music. Start the whole thing off.
That's Brad's favorite song.
Brad's favorite song, bro. Every podcast we get on, Brad's like, "Where's the beep boop beep 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 boop beep?" It's like nobody else likes the Skype.
I mean, we all know
ring.
that I'm easily distracted. So,
Yeah.
Shiny squirrel? What? Where?
Strange, stranger danger. So, anyways,
besides listening sentences to us today, I have oddball questions for you, gentlemen, today. Because I'm very, very excited about team stuff because I'm playing in a team format, but I do have singles events coming up. And I wanted to talk a little bit about a circuit, and I want to talk about circuit, terrain, basically tournaments in as a whole, and the things that go into them, and the things that we like in certain tournaments, and the things that we don't like in certain tournaments, and how we could basically make that, if we had unlimited time and energy and monies, of course, into putting together, exactly, DJ Chester's on the scene. DJ Chester's always in my head. I'm doing exactly what Alan told me not to do right before we went live, which was address and stop what I was saying and going into comments. But as I was saying, after Alan told me not to do something that I immediately did, I want to talk about basically the things that we like in tournaments, and basically if we had time, energy, and cash, what we could do to make the best tournament, circuit, scene, individual tournament, things of that nature. You know what I mean? So, like, I was just thinking about it a lot because of the fact I'm currently playing in the Greek Deathhammer Ninja 40K Deathmatch League on TTS with the 33 teams of 8. I love team tournaments. It doesn't matter what you want to do, I'm in. You just have to say team, and I'm in. 40K team, yes.
There's no I in team. That's right.
So, all of the things. Squirrel. But yeah, I love everything about that, but I'm getting ready for 2 individual events. I'm getting ready for the Glass City GT, which is at the end of March here, the 27th, 28th. And then next month, I'm getting ready for Motor City Mayhem up in Southfield, which is going to be that's going to be the 24th, 25th. And I've got 2 back-to-back 2-day GTs, and then I've got the continued of the team tournament. So I was kind of thinking, everything that I like about tournaments, which obviously we haven't had because I heard, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's been a sickness that's been going around some of the world, and it's been limiting things a little.
Daniel, do you ever wonder if me and you just didn't talk, how long would Brad talk before he stopped?
Whole hour.
Brad's like those people applying for a job who like are clearly unqualified but just want to keep talking because like they want to make you believe that they know what they're saying. Somehow, Brad, you managed to pull both a Tyler Cooley and a Kareem Abraham, which is Tyler Cooley is one of my close friends in the Chicagoland area who says like 3 or 4 words, but you have absolutely no idea what he said. It's all English, but you have no idea what he's talking about. Like you don't understand either whether it's a question, a statement, or whether he's trying to get something from you or not. You don't know. And then Kareem is the opposite. He'll talk 6 hours long, and then you'll end, but with the same result. You won't know kind of what. So you did the both. You talked forever, and I still don't know if you asked me a question or not. So I'm confused. I know where you're going to be now. So if I'm a paparazzi, Brad fanboy, I know where to take pictures of you. But are you asking us what's a good tournament or what's a good scene?
Let me go back into my.
Yeah, go back in.
The thing, guys, if you
Dive
guys
back
both disconnected,
in
I would be able to continue. I might go for a while without knowing that no one was there.
I'm confused now, genuinely.
I want to talk about the elements of tournaments right now.
Okay.
What is the best, basically the best styles? Like, what do you like?
Oh, okay.
You can
all
pick
right.
individual things. We're going to talk about, like, do you like the WTC terrain? Do you like Nova terrain? Do you like how the pairings work? And they, for instance, Nova sets it up as a brackets. Glass City GT sets up 4-man brackets after they get to.
Okay. I got you.
The third game and stuff like that.
Well,
so does,
the three of us have talked about this in a long time. So I like battle point differential tournaments that have a very high weight towards painting and overall theme, so that the overall score is something around a Renaissance man. So like 65% probably battle, the rest is painting and theme and display board and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I like battle points. No bracketing. I hate brackets. They're terrible because if you don't make top bracket, you could just go get beers with Alan in Washington, D.C. and you don't care about doing anything because it doesn't matter.
I want to pause on that because Alan effectively shamed
Just
me
threw your
into
models
leaving.
around. Like packed up
when I
your
would have
army.
run the Renaissance, by the way. So I'm about to play my game on Sunday, and Alan wants to go into DC, and he basically has Britt next to him.
Well, you're not in the
And
top
he's
bracket. What's the point?
He's on my head, basically going, "What are you doing? You can't win. This is pointless. Let's just go." And I'm like trying to deploy my models. He's like,
I'm picking
"This
them
is
up
so
and putting them back on your
stupid.
tray.
What are you doing?"
Yeah, so that's me. I think Daniel's pretty close, maybe not as heavy on the paint side, but go ahead, Daniel.
No, but I love paint and display boards, but I think it should be for the overall winner, as we've been discussing previously,
Yep.
which I seldomly or never aim for. I aim for the best general.
Yep. Yeah, but you also like differential and battle points too, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's more fun than win, roll, loss because, as you say, when you lose, there's no way coming back.
Yeah.
So,
There was one year at Nova where I swear to God, like on day 2 or whatever, like it was a ghost town. Like on day 1, it was awesome. There's like 280 people playing Warhammer 40K. On day 2, there's 16 guys that like everyone kind of sort of knows for the most part, and they're playing in a corner.
Yeah, I
It's
get
just
you that.
sad.
It's a big thing on that. I get you on that. That's another reason why I'm so big on team tournaments, because
Yeah, team tournaments are great.
win-law draws every single game you're in. You have to be on your A game. You have to be ready. You can't just mail it in, get drunk, and just show up. I mean, you could possibly get drunk and show up.
Well, yeah,
but,
team tournaments, every point matters, right? It's a team tournament is a battle point
So-
is a battle point tournament in a win-loss draw format. So you have a win-loss draw for the round, but it's a battle point game, because if you're a defender, you have a bad matchup for your team, but you're taking it on the chin, or you're playing the best player on the other team, and you walk away with 5, 6, 7, whatever 8 points. That could be the difference between losing in a draw or a draw and a win. And like that's awesome. That's really cool. And honestly, I hate to say this, but I hate bracket prizes too. Like you win bracket 6, congratulations. Like no, why are we giving awards for mediocrity?
It gets people more involved, because a lot of people get very discouraged. You know what I mean? If you give prices evenly about, you know what I mean? A lot of the top obviously gets more.
That's not what this podcast is about. It's about direct to you, right? Daniel last week said, "You're gonna suck. Play 100 games. Maybe you won't suck after that." You know, like there's no easy way around it. There is no bracket 4 winner. You know, like bracket 8. I've seen brackets 12 winner. You know, like
but differential and battle points make you feel like you're still in it all the way.
All the way.
I mean, unless you lose 3 games, 20, of course. But then you suck, and then you can go and drink.
Yeah, then you go drink and have fun. It's supposed to be a fun time, you know. Not everyone can win. Not everybody can win. And the other thing I hate about bracket systems, Brad, is that people, once the brackets are made, they forget that it's a tournament. You know, it's like it's an actual tournament. It's not about winning your bracket. That's like dumb. Like it's meant to like be like, hey, this is the best painter at this award, this event. This is the best player and painter. This is the best player. You know, this is the best sport, right? And then here's some raffle stuff. I love the boys. The boys have a good system where they raffle off a bunch of stuff.
You had me at I love the boys, and then
I said some stuff. And then I said some stuff that I didn't need to say. Yeah, that's true.
That is true. I mean, Corey's got a great point on this, because I actually play to this. You play super into battle points. He's like, battle point differential alters lists. There are a lot of lists that are made to squeak out wins. I actually think that I play and make my lists more to win first, get points second. And you play 100% to bury people.
I want all the points.
Game.
I want all the points, or I don't want to win.
No, yeah.
Like, give me everything. I want everything.
The downside, I think, with the 20-0 system over the win, roll, loss system, the downside is you really need to keep on beating on that poor fella to get the last point. You know, 19-1 isn't enough. You have to
literally smash it out.
Get the extra point.
Yeah, those are always the awkward moments. Like, yeah. I'm never the kind of guy that says, "Do you want to keep playing?" I never say that. I always play it out as long as they want. But like when a dude's playing, and he has like 4 models hiding behind a ruin somewhere. I'm like, this over, right? Like, can I say it? I'm not going to say it. Like, I'll just smile on my face and be like, yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that are on both sides of that. You know what I mean? Because
Of course,
I'm used
there's
to
a lot of
more
people on
win-loss
all
that.
kinds.
So I just try to win.
That's why
But
Baskin Robbins has so many flavors, bro.
Yeah, that's no. I'm just talking about. That's what I'm saying. This is why I kind of want to bring this up, because I wanted to bring up that even with people that know each other, friends that talk all and go to tournaments and have for a long time,
You don't know me.
Everybody has different things they like about tournaments. What basically gives us the best combination of those, though, for setting up the Daniel Brad Allen, the dab.
I think the best combination. I think the best combination. I think we're going to see this, and maybe in 5 years, people will realize this. Maybe if they're still around, I think the best combination is no combination. No cookie cutter. I got to make this work for every event in the world. They got to follow this procedure. It's got to be these conditions to win, this terrain.
Yeah, but do you expand on that though? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm saying
what we've been doing for the last 5 years.
Every tournament's different.
Hell yeah,
No,
I love it.
Variety.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Push more variety.
Push more variety. Yeah, exactly. I love that the boys has their own thing going on. I love that, the frontline guys have their own thing going on. I love that, ATC has its own thing going on. Well, sometimes. I don't like some of their things that are going on, but I like the variety at the different events. Like if anyone ever went to Broadside,
Alan, even the stuff you don't like, you just don't go to those tournaments, right?
Yeah, or I'll go and I'll know what to expect, and I'll be like, even though I don't like this, I like hanging out with my friends, and I'll go and I'll have fun, and it is what it is, I don't care. I don't mind. I'm not going to like every event. That's okay, because I play the game for a social perspective more so than actually like any other reason. So take skulls and hang out. That's pretty much it.
So is there a way that we could incorporate that into a single tournament, or do we have to basically just every tournament does its own thing and we just appreciate each one's unique snowflakeness?
You know what, Brad? A wise man once said that beauty is in the imperfections. So
yeah, I'm just saying, like, can one tournament basically have a round by round that changes, maybe different terrains?
I think people have even tried that, right? That's a good point, actually, though, Brad. Hasn't someone tried that before?
We've had slightly different things. Like, for instance, we've been talking about how we would like the Hesselberg method of having 30-30-30 as opposed to the proposed right now, which is 30 endgame, 30 progressive, and 30 secondaries. I like a lot. I agree 100% on this comment.
Yeah, have we ever written that out, by the way? If you need to score less, go ahead, because I can't see comments, so I don't know how good it is. But have we ever? The three of us should actually we should get together, write all the stuff we talk about when we're not on air. We should write that down and send to Neil. Because I feel like if Neil was in our conversation, he'd have a lot of feedback, and
he's just consistently just fucking taping.
He just consistently listens to our podcast and hears us bitch.
He would literally be, you lazy fucks, just write it down and send it. We're like, yeah, that seems very difficult.
But I'm serious though. Like if we just write down what we say, sometimes we have good points every once in a while. I mean, I think
I'm more for spoken word than literature.
I think we are all more for spoken word.
A couple of these comments are going really well on what I'm trying to say about these tournaments. I'll give you guys real quick. Alan's wearing dark. He wants to look like Blade, so he's wearing contacts that he can't see out of, just to give him that cat eyes. So I'm gonna tell him what the comments are. How do we make games more fun? Different terrain, different missions, and then the guys are basically saying that. It's a good place to go drink, hang out, get to your friends. And then the KR's got a good comment of, I literally don't want to go to a lot of one-day RTTs. I want the whole hotel event feel with, restaurants, bar, hanging out, doing a weekend event as opposed to just playing games anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they both have advantages. I mean, the one-day events, after you go to a lot of two-day hotel events, the one-day events every once in a while sprinkled in feel amazing. From me, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm never sore after them or tired after them, and I'm always like, oh, I have a second day off. Like I had a whole fun in a tournament, and then there's a whole day off after. Now I can talk to people and evaluate how the event went. I always feel like the weekend events, I'm taking off work early, getting to the event, having a blast. sore as shit the second day in different spots, and then like tired, and then like it's over and I got to go back to work, and I feel like I didn't even have a weekend. So sometimes the one day events are actually like, I think, better. The real true experiences where you take the Thursday off, the Friday off, the Monday off, like the ATCs, the LVOs, the Adepticons, where you're taking it all off and you're like, this is
those
a
are
thing.
basically vacations.
Those
though.
are vacations. That's
those
different.
are gaming vacations.
Yeah.
But
those
have you
are
ever
awesome.
contemplated not going to the tournament and just go with your friends to Bahamas instead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
Robert
you know
talks
who
about this
contemplates that
every
a
year.
lot?
It's like
Brittany contemplates that all the time.
Yeah.
How about you
Well, that's-
go here?
So that's the
and
next
we go-
level. That's
and
the
we
next
go
level.
literally
That's ETC.
anywhere Besides that.
I mean, that's our ETC trip. That's our ETC trip, right, to Europe. That's what we do there. That's like a whole other thing. That's like you take 2 weeks off. You do like a whole vacation. You go see the sights. You figure out that Ben Moley apparently like lives in Spain on his off time, and that's a whole other thing.
Ooh, on a side note for the tournament format itself, Sparks came in with make battle points equal weight to wins.
Sparky?
50% battle points total and 50% win percentage.
Sparky,
Coming in with some mojo.
I miss Sparks.
So my thing is that I'm not going to lie. As I get to be even older than I currently am, which is hard to imagine, but I just keep going. I just keep not dying. I love it. I like to play period. So I'll go to a 1 day event. I'll go to a half day event. I'll go to a 5 day event. I'm a weird dude that likes to play with toys, but I do appreciate
how to kidnap Brad. Create an event.
Yeah, I'll just
Last
show up.
step.
You lure me in. I'm like, what? Hey guys, I'm ready. I'm here for the 40K.
Go down
like,
this cellar.
Went into this, yeah, he went to this dark, no lights on cellar, no windows. I just figured this 40K. What
day
could
four,
happen?
day four, guy opens up the wood door. He's like, looks down. Brad's looking up. Hey, can I get some salamander models down here? It puts the lotion on its skin and just starts throwing shit at you.
if you see Sed in the counter with a katana, leave.
That is, I do like that I've already been quoted on that. I just keep not dying. But
any day now we'll see Brad show up in white instead of gray, Mr. Gandalf.
exactly.
I like it.
Brad the White.
Bradley the White.
I actually prefer now. I'm in accordance with this. I like the multi-day events because more people tend to people are coming from all over. You know what I mean? We can basically con Daniel to come over. You can just get to meet and hang out with more people. And if I'm running the good event, a good event for me has a great connected hotel. You know what I mean? Because the worst is, and we talked about the worst of the ETCs, for instance, not because it had a bad city, a bad anything. Prague for me was the worst of the ETCs because everybody was scattered everywhere. Yeah. The event was very far away, and we didn't get that same interaction that we got. Everybody wasn't hanging out because it was so far away. And you do that in some tournaments where not many people are staying at the same hotels. You get people. I want a centralized location with some restaurants, some bars that we can just wander into all the time. Where are you going to eat for lunch? I'm going to go right over there to that restaurant, that bar, that whatever. Everybody hangs out. We talk about it. I missed every charge. I played like an idiot. Screw it. Let's do some shots. You just having a great time in a social atmosphere is the real reason that you're coming. You want to win. Everybody wants to win. Yeah. But, in the end, I'm playing with toys, man. I want to have a good time. I want my friends
to have a good time.
And I think that's the number one thing that you're looking at when you're holding a tournament is no matter what the format is, you have to you spend more money on the locale than anything else. You know what I mean? And then you go into I'm not going to lie, guys. I think that not even just, we're all happy with different mission formats, different table formats and stuff like that. Having great Du Bois tables, for instance. Great tables, man.
Courtney's tables are crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the thing is having good, well-painted terrain as opposed to, just cardboard cutouts of whatever is a big deal in, getting that good immersion, man. It's way more fun to get your ass kicked on a cool dual table with a cool army than it is otherwise.
I think a
there's-
lot of the big events have stepped up their game a lot, though. I know the frontline guys have definitely done that. They have like amazing terrain at the last LVO. I don't like consistent tables, but the quality of the terrain is really good. Adepticon actually was great. The terrain last Adepticon was really good.
They really upped their game, too.
Yeah,
because
I was really happy.
they were getting a lot of heat for that for a couple of years.
Yeah,
and they really upped their game.
Yeah,
I
think terrain is a real big deal, though. So almost as equal. Like I think terrain and like hotel and restaurants nearby like are equal. I'd put them on the same. They would be on par with each other in terms of importance. Because
I mean, we're talking different things here, right? So you can have super fun games and a crappy afternoon, or you can have really crappy games and a lovely evening. You know, I think both are important, and terrain is important for good gaming.
Yep.
But that's the thing is right now is I think that everybody's got a little bit of everything. I don't know if there's any one tournament that's doing it super right. You know what I mean? And format wise and everything, obviously everybody's going to want, the three of us all want different styles. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Of what we actually think is the best ton of terrain. Or
I'm curious, Brad. Have we heard anything from the big announcement when 9th came and they were going to make tournaments? Like GW was going to do more tournament stuff. Have we heard anything since then about that? No,
we have not. The thing is like right now the WTC is pushing. ITC hasn't even been pushing that much stuff as far as like circuit. ITC has been saying that 2021 they're going to have they put a lot of new events out, but as far as GW, we haven't seen a lot of that. I was thinking that they were hopefully going to be running old school. I mean, that's where we got the GT from. The Grand Tournament used to be a GW thing that they
where
ran,
GT came from. Yeah.
Right. So
the good old days of Mark Parker.
I'm really looking forward to tournament in Austria in June, the Alpine Cup. They're doing a 2-day single tournament and then back-to-back a 2-day team tournament.
I don't like anything about you, Daniel.
That's
awesome. I don't like the fact that like you're like, oh, I like this event in Austria. It's like $85 for me to get on a plane and go there. Like, just shut up. I don't like you. Not. I don't like your face. I don't like anything about you.
It's $85, but we have to put 2 more numbers in front of the 85 when we want to get there.
Well, no, Brad can't even get there. He doesn't even know how to buy tickets. No. But
I mean, I would literally say, Alan, buy me some tickets. Yeah. So. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even help with any of that. I just sent Alan a picture of my credit card and went, I want to go with you when we go.
Brad's like, maybe a bad idea.
Like, what bad can happen?
On a serious note, though, Daniel, that does sound cool. You should go if you can. I would go. I don't know what the situation is with COVID in Europe. I think it's worse than here because like I have some work colleagues who are in Ireland and UK and they're still in quarantine. So I don't know what it's like for traveling between countries.
It's probably hard for outside of Europe countries to travel. But we'll see what happens for summer. I don't know. But I really enjoy that format. That's also why I like Adepticon so much because you have the single tournament and the team tournament.
Yeah, but your body is broken. You were dead. You were dead that Saturday. I was looking at you.
That's because we were playing Orks.
I didn't know if I had to call like an ambulance right then and there. Like you're just like laying on a couch, like I can't go anywhere anymore. Like you want steak dinner? So that was rough.
Steak dinner.
I've moved too many Orks in 4 days. I'll pick something easy to play for the singles tournament, so I can play Orks.
I'm pretty sure I still have a scar from the cut on my hand when I picked up your guys' display board.
That's because you're stupid. Brad, did we get any lists in the comments? Because I kind of wanted to talk about a list that Daniel sent me, which is a Raven Guard list I like.
We have a sisters list.
Okay,
here's a list for you ladies: Bloody Rose Battalion, Canoness with the big B weapon,
murder sword,
Righteous Rage. Yeah, exactly. With their Teeth of Terra, Celestine, Beacon of Faith, Saint Catherine, 3x5 Battle Sisters, Preacher with the Book of Saint Lucius. That's actually just like Twilight. 9 Repentia, 2x8 Repentia, a 10-man Zephyrum, a 9-man Zephyrum, a 5-man Seraphim with 4 Inferno pistols, 2x5 Retributors, standard loadout, 2 Cherubs, 4 Multi-Maltas, and one of the spears is a hand flamer, 2 times Rhinos, Yeah, I mean, as long as you literally, if you have Repentias and Retributors with multi-meltas and a Sisters list, it always has play. Sisters
I
can do
Yeah,
I
that's
actually
super good.
I would go a different route though, but it's good though. I see what he's doing. He's got the Repentia on the board to push back people right away, create some board presence. They got to stay away, otherwise they're going to get hit. He's got the Seraphim that can come down, create pockets for the Zephyrim. He's got really good Zephyrim charging in. He's got the extras on Rend. He's got the reroll to wound. He's got the +1 to wound strat. He's got the Canoness hiding in the units or hiding with the squads, kind of so that she can jump out and kill something really easily. And then he can do things on turn 2 and on turn 3 effectively with Miracle Dice. So it makes a lot of sense.
Catherine's giving you extra Miracle Dice, and she
Yeah.
lets you do extra Miracle Dice on instead of just one, you can do 2 per roll.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this a lot. It has distance. I think Zephyrim are actually highly underrated because of the fact that they extend the board so much.
I think you need to
everybody
fit.
knows Repentcha.
I think you need to fit some AdMech horses in there though.
Mad
I can't I literally if I start a Sisters army or a Guard army, any Sisters, any Guard army. I don't care what I'm doing. I go and I get it's at 18. It's
275 points.
Exactly. Yeah, 275 minus. Right. I just start there. I know that I'm taking that Outrider detachment. I have my horsies. I'm good. They just need it. The movement shenanigans, the ability to do that to your opponent, the ability to force your opponent to deal with that makes everything else in both Imperial Guard and in Sisters better, because they have to deal with those early on, and the Sisters and Guard position themselves on the board so that trying to come back in the game is so freaking hard. And if you play anybody who doesn't really know, if you play someone who hasn't had experience against the AdMech horses, it's almost an auto win game. Until they have some real life experience against them, it's so bad.
My very last game in the tournament, I played an AdMech guy with the Raiders, and it was so funny because I kept announcing my charges. And I'm charging this. He's like, only this? I go, no, I'm not. And finally, I just go, dude, I'm never charging the Raiders. Stop asking me because he's like, what about the Raiders?
What about this unit?
Also?
What about this nice unit right here?
Five guys here.
I mean, but even I think even when people know
away from you, you could definitely make this charge.
Yeah, no, even when people know about them, they're still efficient for their points in the overall game. They're still efficient.
Yeah, sure.
Because even though you know what they do, you can't stop what they do at a certain level. If you don't know what they do, then they abuse it. Then it gets stupid. But even if you know what they do, they're still able to do all the tricks you need them to do to position the rest of the army. And for the cost, they're just worth it. And they're actually not easy to kill either. So
no, for sure not.
Yeah, so it's just an auto take.
With the cover canticle, they're 3 up save and 3 wounds, and so they're hard.
They're annoying. They're an unbelievably in an all Sisters army. I wouldn't. He made a good point in that. I don't want to lose my exploding 6s with a +1 to advance or charge.
No,
because you lose your bonuses for being all Sisters on that.
Yeah, I could see that part. I think I think I would just go a different route.
I'm not a fan of the rhinos.
Yeah, me neither.
But it depends on the tables you're playing at. So I'm playing at super great tables for the ETC. Then I think it's better without the rhinos, because those points goes into another squad of multi-meltas basically, and you can always hide everything on the ETC tables basically.
But the only problem is if you have indirect.
Also, when I played, for example, Harlequins against that list without rhinos, I can't do any shenanigans to kill the rhino and kill all the guys inside.
All the guys inside.
Yeah. So, but as a single man tournament list on, whatever table you're dealt on a single tournament, I definitely see the place for the rhino. So I think it's basically, it's super good. It's point by point, super efficient. It's so efficient, that army.
Yeah. Real quick, guys, for the 9th newbie, Eric asks us, tell me about these nightmare horses. He doesn't want to be abused by Helen's ponies. But
oh man, we can make a whole cast on this thing.
They're literally, just the basics on it. The biggest reason that they're so tough is it's, a 3 wound, 12-inch move, right?
Yeah.
Pony. That the reason that they're such a nightmare is they have a strat that when they get assaulted, they can just make a move, a full move. so they can just move away 12 inches. And it's such a big. So you basically
and they have inbuilt scout move.
Yeah, they can move before the game. So they move before the game. They pin your opponent. They take up large areas of the board. They're very easy. It's very easy to spread them out. Abuse coherency with them, and their bases are big, and they're hard to kill. And if your opponent doesn't understand and they're like, oh, I'll just charge that unit, or I'll move around this. Their ability to block space on the board and force your opponent to go in a direction you want them to go in, that's what makes them amazing.
So at least the way I've been playing them is I play 3 units of 5. I send up 2 5-man units to move block turn 1. If you shoot them, you're not moving because I'm 1 inch away. So if you're shooting, you're not moving. So you need to charge them, then I ride away. So basically, you're not moving turn 1. And then I have a second unit that comes, a third unit that works with the first unit that you try to charge out and block you again. So you're not moving turn 2 either. That way, you're not on objectives even in turn 3.
Yeah.
Which means you're down.
But if you're smart, you just
points on primary.
Yeah, and if you're smart, you deploy in a way that you can't block enough, and you just shoot them. You have to. You don't have a choice. And that's why I said, like, even if you know what they do, they still do something that's really good. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
And typically you can like hide 1 guy or 2 guys. So you kill 3 of them, and then there's still 2 left, and then they're still annoying enough, Yeah. So
it's so stupid. Yeah.
For me, they're like auto include in any Imperial list, basically.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to go mono, then that's totally fine. That Sisters list, I think, is in my opinion, like probably a perfect Sisters mono army, right? Zephram, Seraphim, Repentia, the sword. I mean, I don't know any other way you'd go.
I want the 3rd Multimelta unit.
Yeah, I think Daniel makes a good point. That would be good. I'm taking overall, I'm looking at lists with a very James Carmona-esque philosophy of if I spend points on it, it better be killing something. So like when I look at
basically something about Subway after you get the list.
Oh, dude, I have tons of Subway jokes for him. That's a fact. Not real bread, but dessert bread. But yeah, no, I think taking the rhinos does upset me too a little bit. But I get them. You need a delivery system. Like it makes total sense. I totally get the list. It's really good.
You guys ready for some Death Guard?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Ferryman. We have Death Guard Demon Prince, Wings. He's got the Plague Skull, so he's got some extra mortals out there. He's got the Droning as his Warlord trait. Mm-hmm. The Malignant Plaguecaster. Troops are 10-man unit of Poxwalkers, 12-man unit of Poxwalkers, 20-man unit of Poxwalkers. Contemptor Dreadnought, just 1 Contemptor Dreadnought.
Okay.
With the standard Volkites. We've got 1, 2, 3 units of Death Shroud Terminators. I think these are all 3-man strong. Then we've got the cast of characters, the Putrefier, the Blightspawn, and the Tallyman. The Blightspawn has revolting stench vats. Basically, the Ferryman Blightspawn is the one that you can make up to 12 inches of his aura, where he can affect somebody. A single Chaos Spawn, 2 Bloat Drones, and double Plague Burst Crawler. And a cough.
Okay. No Plague Surgeon?
I haven't taken a Plague Surgeon in any of my lists.
Interesting.
He's meh. He can't heal anybody, or he can't bring back guys.
Doesn't he do like -1 damage or something like that?
No, the whole army does -1 damage.
I know that, but one sec.
I would like to see larger. I would like to see more of the Death Shroud Terminators at 3. Doesn't give enough damage for me. I've been running either 5 or 4-mans. I'm running 3 4-mans. And I'd like to see some more Poxwalkers. I'm not going to lie. The 20-man Poxwalkers are so good. Yeah. They're just crazy good.
I like the list because it has, and I actually like the 3-man Death Shrouds because you don't sink so much point in it, and when they hit, they still hit like a brick. So I like it has a lot of multiple units, multiple threats. I think that's a good way to go. The only thing I would like to see is a little bit more Poxwalkers, like 2 20-man units and a 15-man or something. I don't know what to take away though.
The Plague Surgeon. The Plague Surgeon gives them a 6-up. Feel no pain. That's what it does.
Feel no pain. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think with Dark Angels Isn't it kind of risky with Dark Angels? The fact that they can do can't the Plasma Inceptors get to 4 damage now with them?
No, they go to 3.
Not 3.
So you're still going 2. It's not.
Okay.
You can only get plasma to 3.
Yeah, it's just +1. I mean, you can get it higher with the vengeance speeder. But that's just one thing that's shooting at that point in time.
Okay.
The thing about this is he's focusing a lot on mortals because you're basically having the Death Shrouds go in, the Putrefier tells him he gets mortals on 6s, and then you run in and you're swinging for the cheap seats to try to excuse me. He's got Arch Contaminator also, which is reroll all wounds, so you're basically rerolling anything that's not a 6, searching for mortals, and then of course you're popping the Plague Skull,
Tons
which
of
has
mortals.
7 dice. Poxwalkers, of course, have the strat for mortals on that. So we're doing a lot of mortals. The Chaos Contemptor has mortals in itself. Tell you the truth, in this army, I would rather see 2 Dreadnoughts and 1 Plague Burst Crawler, in my opinion. I would drop a Plague Burst Crawler.
I don't think they're equal points, though.
No, the Contemptor is actually less. It's 25 points less. So I could actually have 2 Contemptor because I found that the volume of shots, because it's 16 shots. Do you
play the Volkite Contemptor?
Yeah, 16 shots, strength 6. Shots. Yep. 2 damage. It's no AP, but you're mortaling on 6s. I like to have the volume of hits. It's also, if you put the Toll Keeper, he's got the Toll Keeper on the Tallyman anyways, so you're getting exploding 6s. So I'd like to see 2 of those. And I'd like to basically the extra points you could use to get 5 more Poxwalkers, which makes one of the squads significantly bigger. I don't know if I keep the spawn. I'd just like to have more. Literally, I'd want to have 2. I found in play testing, because I played a lot of games with this so far, in having 2 of the Dreadnoughts is like the sweet spot, because that's enough volume or anything to basically put something down with the mortals and the volume of shots, and then having just a little bit more Poxwalkers lets it a lot of times where even if the unit doesn't get killed, just all you need is that unit not to die. Then you pop the strat to roll 7 dice. Everything you kill, gets you a guy back. So you can really get that unit back. It feels almost, it's not Necron Warrior-esque, but it's it's in the same vein of that.
I think it goes back a little bit to what tables you're expecting to play on again. I really like the indirect fire. I think it's nice.
It's just for the points though. I played both. I've tried the 2. Yeah. I like, if I'm going to put it in, I really rather just have the 1, because then you could put the strat on it for flat 3 damage on it too. So I just don't like 2 unless you're doing like a trying to get more of a while we stand for your secondary, taking it like that. Then maybe that. But I found that the Plagueburst Crawlers are just like, man, they're okay. And then the Dreadnoughts for their points are just crazy because they take care of so many things.
How many Lawnmower fighter drones did he have?
He had 2 drones. So 2 drones with but he has the heavy blight line. I would go Flesh Mowers on the blight. I didn't even realize that. I would go Flesh Mowers for sure. They're cheaper and it's 12 attacks, and it's such a big deal because the Flesh Mowers on those is so huge because it can hit big targets. Like just different flyers, different tanks, because with the -1 toughness, your strength 7, 12 attacks, but you take their toughness down 1. So all that stuff that's toughness 7 goes down to 6. So now you're wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s because it's a plague weapon. You're AP2 with 2 damage. You statistically kill a lot of things. And the thing is you've got that heroic intervention strat with those drones. So you can literally really threaten a big area. And you can hit flyers and whatnot, and you can actually minimize the damage a lot of the flyers can do, even like AdMech flyers, whatever else. You know what I mean?
You can also heroic intervene to horses so they can't ride away.
Also, yes. So all of these things. So
also, whenever you get a chance to design a model or paint a model that you can make a blood smear, that's like the whole size of the model, is like a cool idea too. So like you can put like a bunch of dead brads like in the actual mower, and like the blood's all like just on the front end of the model. I love it.
Let's see what we got. Oh, we got a list for you guys. We got some orcs. You guys ready?
I was born ready.
Death Skulls. Gazgul Thraka.
Okay.
A weird boy. We've got 1 unit of boys. 30 boys. 30 boys. 2 units of 30 boys. 2 units of 10 Gretchen. Unit of commandos. The boss has a power claw.
How many
units of 5.
commandos?
2 units of 5.
It's for
Yeah.
quarters.
Painboy. We got an Outrider detachment, which is also Death Skulls. We got a War Boss with a Power Claw rocket launcher. We've got 1, 2, 3 Defcopters with the big shooters. A unit of 3 Scrap Jets. The unit of 3 Shock Jump Dragsters. And that is the army, gentlemen. What do you think about that?
Probably super fun to play. It's fast. It's cool. It's probably a little bit shy on boys.
Yeah, it's shy on the support for Gaz. I mean, I don't know how. I'm not sure. I'm not positive how he plays it, but I mean, the way I would play it is, the buggies are doing their buggy thing. They're usually on the outflanks of the board. He's probably upgrading the shock jump unit to automatically, jump. Yeah, with the upgrade, because I would do that for sure. And I don't think they take mortals anymore when they do it that way. And then there's a strat to do it again after they fire, which is like gross. The whole army's OBSEC, everything that's infantry based. So the commandos are OBSEC, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm not going for more boys because of the lack of OBSEC, because it has nice OBSEC abilities. I'm going for more boys
support
because so many will die.
Yeah.
Do you want some more? Do you want a couple small units in here? Is that what you're looking at? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I love the Defcopters like as nonsense units.
Defcopters stay.
So good.
I think he can only pull points out of the buggies. That's the only place he can pull points out of.
Yeah.
The rest
Do you
of
like
the list is solid.
now? If you were gonna go either or, would you take both the Scrap Jets and the Dragsters? If you were gonna recommend anything?
The shock jump Dragster is the best buggy by far.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah.
I think they're really, really good. What would you do to optimize this? And you were just taking it right now. What would you do to tweak it a little bit? Like, what are your thoughts?
I don't know, because I don't see how he plays it.
Yeah, me neither. When you read the list, I deploy it in my head. That's how I always do everything whenever you read a list, and that's why whenever you talk about Death Guard, I just see this blob of bubble, and I'm just like, boring. But then I'm like deploying the Orks, and they're cool, but like I just can't. I don't know how he plays it. Like, there's not enough boys to take mid board, so it's difficult to support Gaz, because Gaz can just get punched in the face pretty easily in that list, because there just isn't enough to surround him with to make sure he gets there the right way. So I'm not really sure what he's doing with the boys. They might be taking like a side of the board or like a side of middle as like a counter offensive.
That's why it's hard, because I like the speed because it has a lot of secondary play, right?
Yeah, but then just go full MSU, drop Gaz and the boys, and just go with like truck boys and go with more MSU. Go with some burner planes,
maybe.
Some burner planes too.
I've been thinking about that with Death Guard, Death Skulls in general, just to put super MSU.
He's kind of in between. You know what I mean? Like you either got to play the buggy. If you're gonna take 6 buggies, that's a lot of buggies. So you should, and you already have the Death Copters and the Commandos. So it's a very MSU style approach already right there. So the rest of the list is like,
maybe the other guys is just anchors to hold your 2 home objectives.
That's a lot to hold. I mean, Gazgul is a huge investment to hold 2 objectives in your home. You want to be throwing Gazgul at your opponent. That's the whole point of Gazgul. Yeah. Otherwise, there's no return on investment. So it can't be that. It can't be. I think he's trying to do too much with Orks. I think Orks need to pick. They're not Marines. They can't do everything. You can't take the Intercessors and the Infiltrators and the Melta guys, and you can't have it all. You got to kind of pick which way you want to play it, and that's when they become more efficient.
Super fun list to play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a very fun list.
In my mind, I take the Scrap Jets out, and it gives me 330 points to do more MSU style stuff. Yeah. Basically, all your guys are talking about. If I didn't have those, I know they're good, but like you can do a lot with 330 points in Orks. So
yeah, you could take 30 more boys. That's 3 more tank buster bombs, right? So you could do all that. Yeah, that's a lot.
You can buy 10 smasher guns also.
Yeah, you could buy 10. Yeah, you could buy a bunch of smasher. Yeah, you could buy a bunch of smasher.
I mean, I'm just saying there's just like a lot of things I could do with that, and I like the Dragsters a lot, but I think I would just want more.
I like one shock jump Dragster. Easy to place, easy to teleport, easy to move around. Like, don't have to worry about like more. Yeah, I like one, honestly. I'm not like, if I'm gonna go with more than one, then I'm gonna go with a buggy MSU army. Like, I'm gonna take like 9 buggies or something like that and like go full in.
Because I want to involve Daniel's expertise, because he's the Swedish dynasty of Necrons. Before we go, let's top it off with the Necron list.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I hate Necrons.
Yeah, both Daniel and I are very disappointed with Necrons. We've been talking about this.
Eternal, basically the pregame move.
Yeah, they move before.
And everything is obsec.
Double Chronomancer, Illumina Zeris. I love this guy. He's like one of my favorites.
So he has a warrior army. Go ahead.
Yep.
50, 60, 80, how many?
40 warriors. It's got some other stuff in it, though. There's some serious things in it. We got the Nightbringer. You've got 2 units of 8 swarms, scarab swarms.
This is the list I played on our podcast.
And then you've got the Silent King.
Oh wow, no, it's not. This is a different list. Okay.
I mean, he's bringing some big dicks right here. He's got the Silent King and the Nightbringer.
Yeah, it's trying to do too much. Again, similar to the last list, it's trying to do too much with Necrons. I don't think you can support it. It's too hard to play the mission with that. I don't know. That's my opinion. I think you're trying to protect Nightbringer. You're trying to protect the Silent King, but you're trying to both get offensive use out of both of them. And if you're going to take the Silent King, it's such a huge investment. Take a whole army that benefits from him. Take a whole army that benefits from his auras. Surround him with things that he makes better. And then,
take a Havoc type army with him.
Yeah, and then turns 4 and 5, unleash him on your opponent. Keep him alive with screens because you got to keep him out of range of Meltas and stuff.
Yeah, plus, he's paying a lot of
tax.
mojo for getting 16 scarabs obsec, right? Yeah. Everything else is
already
he is. Yeah, he's paying.
Not getting it because Satans, Cryptics, and the special characters isn't getting it.
They don't get it. So the OBSEC, even the OBSEC thing isn't worth it. Yeah.
I think. I mean, it's
just doing too much.
The Satan is really cool. I think he's. You can give Entropic Strike to any Satan. So I'm not sure you have to run the most expensive one. You can take one of the cheaper ones.
The only thing is he's so small,
instead of D6. They're so small you can hide them anywhere. And you're saving 100 points or something.
100 points. 270 versus 370.
Yeah, and also I'm not a fan of the big guy. I mean, I love the model. He's super cool. But I would go.
But if you want to play with him though, I don't know if the viewer is asking from a competitive standpoint or from just a general standpoint.
Yeah, it's just what he's got painted.
Yeah, if you want to play the Silent King, you can play him. You just have to be aware, and with the pregame move, you're good. You can make a really good strategy of having the Silent King and creating enough of a buffer, a solid buffer, so that he can't get killed by Meltas too easily. And if you can do that effectively,
I'm gonna go all in on this. If I'm gonna do Silent King, I don't think you can bring Silent King and
you can't. That's what I'm saying.
I don't even
think you take Scarabs.
No,
I think you can take a list.
In this case, you have 40 warriors with obsec. You could probably put in an orb so you can be offensive with your obsec, and then you can just remove the obsec part and take Novok, so you get +1 strength on all your warriors and stuff.
You could take Lich Guard. You could take Lich Guard.
Take the Nightbringer out. If you're gonna play with that, I'd like to see a big ass unit of Lich Guard or something.
Yeah, Lich Guard. Yeah. You could take Lich Guard. You can take more warriors.
Got the strat for +1 attack.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And they benefit from the Silent King too. So he buffs them as well. Yeah, because they count as core, and I think Praetorians also. But I'm not a big fan of Praetorians. But
he had 2 Chronomancers, and I think he has 4 units competing about the 5-up invo because both the Scarabs want it and both the warrior units want it.
I would actually make the Scarabs smaller because all you want to do is kind of grab and harass anyways. I might make the Scarab smaller and then just try to get a unit of Wraiths in there also because they can actually hit something.
Yeah, that'd be great too. Yeah, 2 units of Scarabs.
There is 100 points left in this list, by the way.
Yeah, 2 units of Scarabs and Wraiths on the expansionary one is a really good just kind of move block. Very similar to what we were talking about with the horses. You could do the same. You could do a very similar thing, just you don't have the ability to leave.
I mean,
so it's not tricky.
A lot of stuff in there because you got
100 points left. If
you drop the Nightbringer, you got 470 points. You could get all of that easy. You can get the Lich Guard.
Yeah, that's more the way I would go. That's where I was going as well. You can go 3 single units of heavy destroyers because they're infantry, so they can be obsec at home. They're rough as fuck, and they can, since they're infantry, they can actually do actions for you, and they're obsec. you for 470 points, you fit more scarabs
Yeah.
and more raids,
Yep.
basically.
That's another way to go too. Yeah, I just don't think Silent King plus Nightbringer is too much. I think, and it's just too many points, and you're not getting.
I
You're
really
paying
like
tax.
to have one Citan with the Entropic Strike.
Yeah, but but I don't think you need that with the Silent King.
You can't do both of them because if I'm going Silent King, I want a bunch of dudes getting buffed by the Silent King.
I mean, what I would do is remove Silent King, and then
but if you like the model,
if you remove the Silent King, then we have 550.
But if you remove the Silent King, it's a whole
all in on the.
It's a whole other army. It's a whole other army.
All the speed.
It's a totally different army if you remove Silent King. Then we're talking a totally different thing.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, if you take the Silent King out, you literally take a. If you take the Silent King out and you keep the Nightbringer in, just so you have that, you could literally just take. He's already got an Outrider, so we've got plenty of fast attacks. I would take more Scarabs, more Race, and just take the board at that point in time.
And then it makes good sense to have the pre-game move and the obsec.
Yeah, because you basically just take the board and go deal with this. I have the board.
Yeah.
So, as I'm hiccuping like a child. So.
But going back to he's playing two of the coolest models, so I mean, I like that.
He might just be having fun. Yeah, he might just be having fun too. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the guy who proposed an army of 13 models for Tau, so I mean, I really know. I have no real reason to talk
love
here.
for me and Brad for that.
I was like samurai army of 13, the 13 assassins.
CK's a Tau player. He's like, I hate you guys. The 8.
I'm literally gonna run that.
Did you see the Greek Hammer statistics that Tau was the second or third best scoring fraction at the Greek tournament? I mean, obviously, maybe there's only 2 Tower players and both of them are super good with Tau.
They're still playing 7th edition.
In a team format, when you can pick table, Tau probably has a place.
Yeah, that's true. It's possible. If the terrain's really bad,
the Necrons. What destroyers were you saying? He was the Phidian or the Crawler ones. What were you? What was your recommendation on?
I think they're. Let me double check.
The 3 legs, the three leg guys.
X points that are infantry. I have to double check that one.
But yeah, you can
infantry keyword. I think they both have
definitely
infantry.
Push forward with just more. I'm not gonna lie. I would lose the Silent King and just go and take the board.
The bigger destroyers, the one that come in the box.
It's
the box
very very hard to take the board back from this army, from the army with the pregame move and everything being OBSEC. If you have, I literally just played against a similar type list just a few days ago, and it was so hard. I played it on Vital Intelligence. It's just brutal to get the board back from them. When they have OBSEC models everywhere, they start on them and just kind of go figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you can give somebody even a turn of a 0 on the primary, even if you start getting beat back on that, you're so far in a.
It's the Locust Heavy Destroyer. It's 70 points. You can have either 3d3 strength 7 shots with blast, or Ghost Destroyer, which is basically a souped up blast cannon.
That's a whole different army, though. If you go with those guys, I don't think you take those guys with Silent King. Are you taking them with Silent King?
No.
We were saying that in the army that if we dump the Silent King.
I like them in the other army because you're having problems with infantry models in that army. So you have problems playing scramblers, banners, etc. So these guys, when they get OBSEC, they're super hard to move from the objective, and they're quite cheap because you can buy them as a single model, and they can do banners and stuff for you as well.
And the rest of the army is pushing up, so
yeah, you're gonna be busy with scarabs and raids. So I really like them in theory in that army at least.
Can't you just take those dudes that like guard the cryptic, like those like
I played with those as well.
2 crypto throws are 40 points.
Use those guys. Hide them behind a ruin wall.
Yeah, you can use those, of course. They don't shoot, but I mean, it's nice to have. When I played it, I had 3 shots.
You know what else?
I'd like to have some more shots.
You know what else doesn't shoot? It doesn't shoot when it does an action.
No, but you only need to put banners once, right? So
I never put banners.
Then you have it. If you have an OBSEC model on it,
not a banner.
Stand there and shoot for the rest of the game.
Not a banner guy. Just burn my objectives.
I love banners. I've
Take
even got my
yours.
own banner. This would be the Turkey Brad and Amoeba banner.
Are you
That
are
looked
you
like two different
painting?
diseases you have.
Are you painting models?
That was because it was a banner painted for me.
Oh, okay.
I got this as a gift also, but
It
this is a banner.
was that from your go ahead.
It was made by Nathan's wife. Was the picture, the actual picture of it done? Because Brett came in drunk and was mad at me and said, "Can you make a picture of Brad as the lowest life form available?"
I was gonna ask you if that was like literally like the doctor painted that for you as like an example of what was on your CT scan. So like let me draw the physical pathogen inside of your body here.
Within
Thank
the
you.
exoskeleton, there's only liquid.
It's just like, yeah. When you pull everything about it, looks like RoboCop. I'm just like a part of a brain just floating around.
When Daniel puts in snooze, you know he's going to bed. It's over.
Yeah, it's done.
Daniel, do you ever wake up and like your snooze is like decomposed from the night before? You have to pull it out. And like,
Only amateurs forget to snooze for 8 hours.
if you don't snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
We ready to dance our way out?
We are.